Happy Sunday, everyone. I trust that my voice finds you well, finds you improving, and finds you being able to rise above and get to the truth of the matters. Today, I wanted to just share something with you that I normally share in my private community. But I wanted to take a moment to share this with you because I felt like it was meaningful in today's what we're dealing with today. So it's a book. It's called The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur. That's the book. The author is John Jantsch. I had the opportunity to meet him at an event. He was a great guy, and he put together this book, basically, which has 366 reflections that you can read. They're easy to read, and it only takes a moment. He draws from writers from the 1800s, and there's a lot of wisdom in this book. So I want to share this with you. It's about 10 minutes maybe by the time I read it, and I trust it's going to serve you. And today's thing is called The Challenge of Freedom. So I think it's fitting today because of everything that's happening. So if you'll stay with me here for a few minutes, let me share the book with you again. It's called The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur. The author's John Jantsch. I met him at an event up in New York, and he signed the book, and I've been going through it, and it's been pouring into me every day. It just gives me more wisdom. So I'm going to share it with you. The first part is the love of freedom is one of those natural impulses of the human breast which cannot be extinguished. Even the brute animals of the creation feel and show sorrow and affection when deprived of their liberty. Therefore, is a distinguished writer justified in saying, quote, "Man is free even where he born chains." That little excerpt was from a writer by the name of William Wells Brown in his work 3 Years in Europe, or Places I Have Seen and People I Have Met. That was written in 1852. So that was written in 1852. If you're just joining, this is called The Challenge of Freedom. It's in a book called The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur, written by John Jantsch, who I had an opportunity to meet last year. Now, what John says about this, and I'll tell you what it meant for me, because it triggered me of another author and a writer, which I'll share that with you at the end. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you being here, and I trust everyone as well. Brown wrote of the morally reprehensible practice of literal human slavery, the abolition of which became a central social issue for many of the transcendentalists. And for those of you joining, transcendentalism was popular in the late 1800s. Brown's unique point of view was one of both abolitionist, and slave. Although I'm making no attempt here to draw any comparison to the freedom you enjoy, it is the last line that deserves context. That last line was, "Man is free even where he born his chains." Back to the reading. It is easy to feel happiness against our circumstances. Let me read that again. It is easy to feel helpless against our circumstances. That makes sense, and it's fitting right now. It is easy to feel helpless against our circumstances. Some challenges are indeed real, but most are simply made real by our relationship to them. So you hear that last part? It's that most are simply made real by our relationship to them. What we believe about the labels and tags we or others assign to us is what motivates how we behave. We can break free only when we become aware of the positive beliefs we have about ourselves and our circumstances, and then move to supercharge those beliefs. Today, consider this thought. What you believe makes you who you are. And the way John closes this is with a question. He says, where are you giving away your freedom? Where are you giving away your freedom? I have chills because I want to share something with you that will really, really drive this home. And that's why I wanted to read this today, The Challenge for Freedom. And the quote written in the 1852, man is free even where he born in chains. So this was written by a man who was perceived as a slave and an abolitionist. But let me go a step further. About 100 years, well, about 90 years later, there was a man who was enslaved in a Nazi Germany death camp. So this is about 90 years after this was written. After this line was written, man is free even where he bore in chains. 90 years later, a man gets captured and enslaved in a Nazi Germany death camp. And in the middle of that camp, he still claims his freedom. And his name was Viktor Frankl. And in the middle of torture, in the middle of death, he said, they can hurt my body, but they can never take away my ability to respond from what they're doing to me. And he chose to respond differently. And in the middle of atrocity, and in the middle of what would perceive to be insurmountable, he survived. And that's a story for another time. Today, I want you to draw from this. Where are you giving away your freedom? Where are you giving away your freedom? Claim your freedom back. And one tip I'll leave you with, the best way to claim your freedom back is to simply look around, regardless of your situation. Grab the most basic thing that you can be grateful for. This is Austin, the creator and founder of Flashpoint, the art and science of your big breakthrough. Keep going, keep moving forward, because your big breakthrough might just be right around the corner. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.